Just preparing to raise the flag on the United States battleship, the Nevada, the Oklahoma, and all of the great other aircraft and ships of the Pacific Fleet. But the time, 7:55 in the morning. The date, December the 7th, 1941. The place is Pearl Harbor, and you are there. Mitsubishi A6M0, the Nakajima B5NK, the IACD-3A dive bomber have been launched from 6 aircraft carriers. The Kagi, Gaga, Hiryu, Soryu, Shokaku, and Suikaku. 283 aircraft have launched a raid against our island base at Pearl Harbor. The date, December the 7th, and you are there. On that December the 7th morning, 1941. The commander of the Pacific Fleet, watches as his ships and bases are devastated on that December the 7th morning. High above, the IACD-3A dive bomber with a 250-pound bomb between the wheel wells. Dropped that bomb down on the foredeck of the United States battleship, the Arizona. That bomb went off in the forward magazine. That great ship exploded with such force. When she went down in flames, she took almost 1,200 young American sailors to a watery grave. They sleep there today. The Nakajima B5NK, a torpedo between the wheel wells. Admiral Yamamoto knew he had to have a weapon that would run shallow in the water there at Pearl. He had to go across the top of the submarine nets. They had only perfected this torpedo just a month ahead of the actual invasion. But the plans under Commander Minoru Genda had been going on over a year. For over a year, while we were negotiating peace, they knew they were going to invade Pearl Harbor. 2 young servicemen, Lieutenants Ken Taylor and George Welch, managed to get their P-40 Warhawks off of Haleiwa. They had them fueled and armed and ready to go. They got out there, they got into the airplanes. 5 young men, 2 of them alone took down 5 of the invading forces on that December the 7th morning, 1941. Imagine yourself an 18-year-old serviceman. You're away from home the first time in your life. You're on the United States battleship, the Oklahoma. The Nakajima B5NK drops first 1, then 2, then 3 torpedoes into the side of your great ship. She rolls from the side. It takes them all the way up to Christmas to get those 400 men out of the Oklahoma. Feel the concussion of the bombs. Smell the acrid smoke as it burns your nostrils. War is not pretty. Please do not misconstrue what we do here today. For if America never becomes involved in war again, it'll be too soon. But we must always be prepared for the inevitable. listen and think about what was going on in the minds and hearts of America on that December the 7th morning, 1941. At this very moment, our Secretary of State, Cardell Hull, is meeting with Ambassador Tora. He knows the invasion has already taken place, and he's trying to negotiate peace. The Mitsubishi A6M0, almost 400 miles an hour, capable of outflying our FM-2s and P-40 Warhawks, fighting desperately on that December the 7th morning, 1941. Listen to our president as he goes before Congress the next morning.
A date which will live in infamy. The United States of America was suddenly and deliberately attacked by naval and air forces of the Empire of Japan. The attack yesterday on the Hawaiian Islands has caused severe damage to American naval and military forces. I regret to tell you that very many American lives have been lost. With confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph so
And ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to tell you that America did gain that inevitable freedom. It was 4.5 long years later. Many hundreds of thousands of lives were lost. 2,400 just that morning in Pearl Harbor. Listen to the great Kate Smith sing about our nation. And think about what America was doing. Rosie became a riveter. We started training young pilots all over the nation. We were building guns and ammunition and uniforms. America was starting to save aluminum foil. Yeah, we needed it to build airplanes with. We were saving oil and rubber and wool, and people were starting to have victory gardens in their backyard because America pulled together as she never had before, and America went to war. America went to celebrate and satisfy the needs of the young men and women who wore the uniform of our great nation. Listen to me. Whether it was World War I, or